Thank you, Jean. And thank you, Bonnie. Good morning, dear friends, and welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Reverend Ellie Wolf-Mulick, and I am serving as your worship coordinator for our service today. So many of us have participated in making this day possible, and I'm hoping we're going to be taking lots of pictures so we can share in the newsletter, because it took a village, and we have such a wonderful group of people who instantly volunteered and instantly modified everything. So I want to thank you before we even begin. This is an unusual service, so I ask you to just open your minds and hearts to the possibility of all you might learn. If you have a visual impairment, I'd like to share that I'm an elder. I am a Caucasian. I have brown eyes, blondish in quotes hair, and I'm around 5'2" and shrinking. I'm dressed in a black slacks and jacket and have a pink blouse on. My pronouns are she and her. Our mission states that we are a liberal faith community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. Our music today is provided by our wonderful choir director, musician, gifted, flexible friend, our music director, Bonnie Whitehurst. She will be playing here in our sanctuary and then out when you have the walking part of the Labyrinth experience. We'll have a Labyrinth CD in the forum room. More on that in a few minutes. I chose this poem as we light the candle to help set the tone for our service today. The poem is entitled "For Just 1 Hour." I've adapted it from Paul Stephen Dodendorf. It begins. For just 1 hour, Spirit of life, we let go. For just 1 hour, we let go of our anxieties, our fears, our anger, our self-doubts, our regrets, our petty grievances, our distractions. If only for just 1 hour, let the flame of this chalice burn them from our hearts and from our minds, and light the way to greater joy, greater curiosity, greater peace, and greater serenity. For just 1 hour, let this be so, and so it is. Our covenant will now be read. Unitarian Universalism is a covenantal faith. We'll now read together our congregation's covenant.
Ellie, I don't have a slide for that today.
Okay.
I didn't think you were doing it.
Oh, sorry. It's fine. I shall. We strive, and if you remember, join in. Thank you. I knew that. Okay. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and our world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant. Beautiful. So what we can expect today, this is truly a lay-led service. We are all on the path precisely where we need to be for this labyrinth experience. The first part of our service will take place in the sanctuary, and it's being videotaped, excuse me, and later will be available on YouTube. Regrettably, we're not able to capture the second part of the service when we divide into groups for the remainder of the service. No matter what, we appreciate your being with us today. If you wish more information about this labyrinth service, don't hesitate to contact our church office. I'll make every effort to get back in touch with you and share any handouts or resource information. Now, for those of you here in the sanctuary, before we talk about the labyrinth, have our meditation, and divide into those groups, we're changing our order of service a bit more by first taking our offering for the good work and services and welfare of this church. Now, as Bonnie plays some reflective music, we'll have our collection. Thank you, Bonnie, and thank you, Charlie and Jean. Now, hopefully, each of you have either a red labyrinth piece of paper or a green circular labyrinth piece of paper. If you don't, please raise your hand and you'll easily receive one. So keep your hand raised so we don't miss anyone. Thanks. So how many people have ever heard of a labyrinth before? Cool. All right. And then you might already know the difference between a labyrinth and a maze, but maybe not. let me just do a little review. First, a maze. Now, a maze has multiple entrances, and it engages our left brain. That's the side of our mind, our brain, that deals with left, linear, sequential, logical, analyzing side of who we are. And it challenges us to have a goal in mind, and that goal would be to somehow make it through all those dead ends and land in the center, and then, using our left brain, linear, sequential mind, find a way out. That's a wonderful experience, but that's not what a labyrinth is. In contrast, a labyrinth engages our right brain. And what happens is our right brain is creative, it's nonlinear. It kind of goes all over the place, many different ideas, many different ways of seeing something new. So when we walk the labyrinth, what we're doing is walking straight line. But life, like a labyrinth, is never in a straight line. There are turns and twists, and you think you're going to be right to the middle, but no, it goes out to the end. But you can be assured that you'll find your way back just by following the person in front of you. You'll be able to get your way to the center. You can take a few moments and reflect, and then you know that you got in here one way and you can get out another. Now, truly, there's no wrong way to walk a labyrinth. You can walk right in, stand in the center, and take a few moments to meditate. You can do it half or whole. The joy of a labyrinth is it's a circular enclosure that provides the safety, the sense of it's okay to let go. It's okay to just notice. And you may notice the sky or the grounds or be sure you don't miss the little irregularities in the labyrinth out there. Or a labyrinth could be also an art, in art form. And we have 3 examples today in the form room of the art form of the labyrinth. One would be to blindfold yourself and to follow the labyrinth with your finger, getting a textual. Thank you very much. Thank you. See, it is a community effort. A tactile response. And notice how you feel. Now, you might be bored, you might be easily distracted, you might think this is even ridiculous. It's okay. We learn from everything. In fact, some psychologists talk about the fact that we learn best when we make a mistake. We learn best when we're challenged by something new or different. So just for this 1 hour, allow yourself to play, to pray, to experience whatever it is you're ready to experience. Now, the person who brought the labyrinth to the United States, and quite honestly, through her international work and her organizations, to reignite it in the world. And I'd love to talk to you about the history of the labyrinth. It goes back to early civilization. But for this moment, at this time, let's talk about what happened in the 90s. Lauren Artris is an American teacher who is known for rediscovering the labyrinth and bringing it as a spiritual practice back to life, new life. And she describes each labyrinth as a sacred container with a clear physical boundary and pattern that is in a geometric shape. Yet there are enormously different kinds of labyrinths. You can draw a labyrinth like you'll do in the form room if you choose. You can create your own labyrinth by turning the sheet of paper over. We have crayons and all that available. You can trace it, as I said before, or you can journal about it. You can read a poem and then reflect about what you're learning from this experience. You can't lose. It's all what some would say, God. It's all energy. It's all light of being. And sometimes the light is darkened, but that's to help us wake up more. So I invite you to be aware of how you're thinking and feeling and experiencing. Lauren, has 3 different steps, if you will, to this process. First is release, and it's a way of declaring what is my intention, either through drawing or any other means that you experience today. And this could be a search for clarity. I could be trying to open my heart to new things, or I could be stressed, whacked out of shape, and really needed to withdraw. The beauty of this is you don't have to talk. In fact, we'd prefer you didn't. In fact, we ask you not to, because we want to make sure that everyone has a chance to have their own unique experience, but in the safety and the community of people of our beloved UU Church. So, as you're beginning, you have your intention, you walk in, and you receive. You notice, you become acutely aware of this experience you're having. Maybe your mind will drift off to see the clouds, or you'll be struck by how hot it is, or we did have threatening rain, so who knows? This is real life, because nobody can project. It's a good spiritual practice to wonder. You may choose to remain in the center of the labyrinth to process that experience. Again, whichever method we're using at the time. And then finally, the third step is an opportunity to notice the difference as we walk out, as we conclude, as we complete the process. Because that is where the juice is. That's where the gold is. So we invite you to pay attention to that. In the red group, which will meet in the forum room, I'll be the resource person. You'll have about 15 minutes, and the 3 different tables, and your opportunity is to go where there's room. And set your intention, noticing your sensory experience, your comfort and your discomfort. Any confusion, pay attention. Everything's a gift. Then notice what it's like at the end of that experience. If you're in the green group first, you'll be going out to our driveway of life. And there, Steve will be working with you, and Steve will provide any information or guidance as you might need, but at your own pace, you decide to go for your walk, and you follow the labyrinth path. And then, when Patrick Callan rings the bell, that will be our cue after about 15 minutes. That will be our cue to switch places. It's a lot, but we're here to help. Anyway, if you're green first, then you go to red forum room. If you're red forum room, you go to green in the outside. Then at the end, Patrick will ring a bell after about 15 minutes there. And in both our separate rooms, we're not going to come back to the sanctuary. We're going to be in those places, and we'll have a closing thought or prayer. So that's the game plan. And now for a bit of meditation to change our energy and to help us focus on preparing for this experience. Don't forget, we're here to help. As we take 3 deep cleansing breaths, gently close your eyes and connect with the spirit within. We begin to relax, begin to release any confusion or tension or stress we may be holding. It could be perhaps in our jaw or our facial muscles, in our neck or shoulder, mid or lower back. It could be around our hips or our legs or our feet. It could be in our heart beating quickly, our chest. Notice that your breathing can begin to slow, and allow yourself to gradually let go, to trusting that all is well in this moment and then in the next. Knowing we're all on this spiritual path, supported, loved, and guided, just where we need to be. How might that feel? What comes to mind? For you, this may be a time to allow yourself to wonder or receive guidance from the Spirit within. So listen. Or you may be in the throes of a change or facing some deep sorrow or loss. Allow this to be a time to receive greater peace and solace. Or you could be feeling stuck, bored or confused, or even angry about what's happening now or what could happen in the future. You're invited now to simply be curious, to notice, to wonder. What might you be learning from this experience? Or finally, this might be a time to allow yourself some loving kindness. Toward your body or toward your mind. Become aware of how you think. You might want to wonder about how open you are to receive love or guidance or friendship. No matter what, as you experience this art of movement through the labyrinth, bring your whole unique self. Our journey together as a spiritual community begins with accepting the whole of which each of us individually are. Our hopes, our dreams, our history, all come together as together we pursue our soul's longing. Now in silence, if your card is green, I'd like you to go to your right-hand corner and follow Steve.